Yeah, right. Microphone test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It looks to be working for me, but I don't know. Is it working for you guys? Boo! Hello, hello, hello! Yes, indeed, I am eating snacks. Ta-da! I'm here! Hello everyone! Let's see who we have in chat currently. We have Javier and we have Kat. Welcome! Hi Wolfboy, welcome, welcome! Never used this emoji. Is this a cat or a dog? Maybe it's a dog. It looks like a gray dog that's like... yeah, waving kinda. Or is it a bear? Like a gray bear? Are there gray bears? Y'all, it is a perfect day to play games because it is raining outside. My hair is a mess. Just from the 5 minutes that I was outside. Hi, Mike! Welcome, welcome! What do you guys think it looks like? I think it's a dog. It's a dog emoji? I'm gonna try to hover over it and see if it says anything. No. Not on OBS at least. Oh my gosh, you guys. I think I ate a slightly moldy, like, peach today. It was like an hour ago, an hour or so ago, because I could just like feel the aftertaste and I was like, wait, why does this kind of taste moldy? And I was like, wait, am I imagining it by myself now or is it really? But you know that, yeah, it was that distinct like a mold taste. So then I couldn't continue eating it. And I was so excited to eat the peach. So now I'm having dried mangoes, you know, the usual. Hi Brienne, welcome. Why would I do that? I don't know. Why does this peach taste spicy and fuzzy? Ah! Y'all, I just wanna scratch my tongue. Anyways, free penicillin. Well, you know, I'm kinda you know, practicing and making my health stronger, you know, my immunity stronger. Yeah, that was what I was doing. Right. Yes. Exactly what I was doing. I think I had, you know, that tongue scrape a little bit too long as well on my tongue. So it's like, it feels raw. Because after that ordeal, I was like, yeah, I think it was moldy. And then I just went into it. Thank you, Mike. It's the same one I wore during the Fata Morgana stream. It was James Bea. He spiked the peach, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't even trust him, like, making the food. I mean, considering what we, you know, what secret came up in Silent Hill. I'm not gonna say anything because not everyone has played it, but considering the truth, the ending, I'd be a little bit wary. Just making sure your immune system is awake and on its toes. Exactly, exactly. It's autumn and winter soon, so I gotta I gotta make it strong, fit for fight, you know. For maybe the next pandemic. Oh, please, no. No, not another pandemic. Although, for me, it wasn't, like, excruciating because I'm home a lot. I play games, and most of my hobbies I can do at home. And I did a lot of reading, too. Hi, Snoozer! Welcome! The Ocarina of Time remake release on November 12th is possible, likely. I don't trust anything that Nintendo isn't coming out with. If Nintendo says that it will, then it will. If a random source on the internet says so, I'ma just be like, y'all know nothing. Just a heads up, I won't be able to stay for a whole stream. It's okay. It's also gonna be a shorter stream today because y'all know Thursdays I don't usually stream, but since I cannot stream tomorrow because I have plans with my friends, I was thinking that we could make a shorter stream, and since STARCULT has a demo now out since Monday, since this Monday, I was thinking that why the hell not? And it looks hella interesting! It's actually, I don't know how many of you have actually read about this game, but let me get out the description of the game. Listen to this. STARCULT Night Twisted Age is a dark fantasy visual novel with romance and horror elements, set in a mysterious world on the brink of catastrophe. Explore the life of Silviya, an artist in a world where art extends far beyond paints and pastels. She married Hans Nebula, the young head of the family, hoping to start a new chapter in her life. Instead, Hans is killed on their wedding night by an unknown monster. Y'all, I hope I'm not gonna like Hans because my husband, which devours half of his head. Silviya calls for a detective to investigate the crime. Meanwhile, she begins to be tormented by strange nightmares. And then there's like, you know how visual novels have... a lot of visual novels have options that you can choose from. We haven't had much of that when we've played The House in Fata Morgana. We haven't played many visual novels on this channel, but in this one you have like an emotion palette. So you have like a wheel of colors where you can choose like, and each color represents an emotion. So picking a specific emotion will also change the dialogue. Isn't that freaking cool? That peach has boosted your spiciness. We will see. I mean, I might be very much spicy now playing the game. Hi Isra! Welcome, good to see you! Oh, it's like in Stray Gods. Oh! Do they also have that kind of mechanic? I've never heard about that kind of a mechanic before. Where you choose, like, depending on emotion. But that too is so interesting because then we can... I think that our MC, our main character, can become very different. Hold on, I think I saw something about that in the description. Oh, and there were also some tags as well, that it can be quite dark. It is a psychological horror. And choices matter. I'm pretty sure I saw something. Offers players a narrative experience with an interesting message about the weight of human emotions in social relationship. The use of a color palette to interact with the game's universe strikes me as an intriguing... Okay, that was from the review. But I think I read somewhere that you can, like, almost like create your own cult. Like, either you join one or you create one. Of course, I'm gonna create one! We'll see what we end up with. Oh, and also what kind of endings that we can gather from the demo. Y'all. And it also lists what remains of Edith Finch as similar to games you've played. Nice. Hi, Sher, welcome. Yeah, so we'll see how our character turns out. I'm gonna see which choices I'm gonna pick the first round, but I do want to try to get many endings throughout the demo. Just so we can see what happens during each ending. I don't know how long demos usually are either. Maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. But since this one is supposed to be replayed several times because you can also choose different options, it might take a little bit longer. It's interactive detective musical. Ah! The choices... Wow! Also the choices influence the lyrics. Wait! I've heard about this before. Kat, I think you mentioned that game before. This game looks very awesome. I love the style. Me too! The style looks really interesting. And it looks distinct. That's what I like about it. That the art is distinct. So when we see these characters or this art style, we'll just automatically think about the game. That's usually something I don't really like about like a generic like anime style, because it could be literally any game. So I like when it has its own style, like a unique style. What is this game about? It is a dark fantasy visual novel which has romance and horror elements in it. There's not a lot describing the game, but explore the life of Silviya, an artist in a world where art extends far beyond the paints and pastels. She married Hans Nebula, the young head of the family, hoping to start a new chapter in life. And then it says that the one we marry is devoured by an unknown monster. So I was sitting here thinking like, Hans, I hope I don't like you because you're gonna be dead. But then it's just gonna be my luck then. I checked the art style, and I really like the art style. It's pretty. I think Willow and Cassiopeia, oh my goodness. They look like baddies. I love them already. You know what? Since we're already talking about it, we should boot up the game. Since I don't have too much time today. So we're pausing the music. Hold on. Where do I have Steam? There we have it. And you guys have to tell me about the sound levels as well. Let's see. Discord, don't mess with me. There. Okay. Is everyone seeing the game and also hearing the game? Hi, Sudden Booch. Welcome. Oh, okay. You already tried it. Dark visual novel with romance and fantasy, where do I sign? And also, one of the most interesting factors for me was that you can switch out the dialogues depending on emotions. So if you wanna, I don't know much, oops, sorry about that. I don't know much about it, but it seems like the color that you choose, you can either be like hostile, you can be like fearful, or I'm guessing you can be nice as well. Is there sound? Yes, there is sound. Do y'all hear the music or is it too low? Hold on. How about here? Is it too low? I don't hear much. If we go here a little now. Sounds a bit loud, but yeah. Oh, okay, is it much louder now? But is it drowning me out now? I don't know how much louder the music is gonna get inside of the game. Is there voice acting? It seemed like, I don't know, but in the options menu, you could choose like voices as well. But I'm gonna start the game now, and you guys tell me if I need to lower the volume. It's a lot louder than I usually have during games. But the main menu music is a little bit like it's low and it has like a slower tempo. Okay, let's head into it. Like 5%, hold on. Like here? Okay, I'ma start it and I'ma check the comments and see if y'all want it louder or lower. New game, let's go! Click to continue. Somewhere far, far away exists a world that is similar to our own, but twisted. Ooh! I like the music. Oh, this is a pretty background. There is no sun. Instead, mysterious cosmic radiation illuminates the land. So, Cosmic radiation. Oh! I was just about to be like, oh, why is it yellow? Hold on. Can I click it? Ah! Oh! Glossary. Knowledge is power. The source of light and life is radiation of unknown origin that falls down from the sky. Nice! It's a bit loud. Okay. I'ma go there. I think it was just like the main menu that had lower music. So how is this? Now good. Okay. These bursts of radiation are known as days. And the pauses between them as nights. Cosmic radiation bursts are known as days, and the pauses between them as nights. Ooh, so this is how the night looks. The majority of the population consists of commoners. The majority of the country's population consists of commoners. They have a variety of occupations, including farming, crafts, and serving in noble households. Commoners recognize the authority of the nobility and require their guidance and governance. Noble households. The nobles are the ruling minority that govern the country. Power rests with a small group of noble families and is passed down from one generation to the next. Oh, thank you very much, Shalev. Thank you. I'm doing great. Yes, it's a little weird to be doing a stream on a Thursday, but ta-da, here we are! I completely understand you. We'll maybe see each other on Saturday. That's when we're gonna do the beach minisode of To the Moon. And also Mass Effect 2. Okay, so we have commoners and we have nobles. We have days and we have nights. And the days are known as cosmic radiation bursts. The nobles are the ruling minority that governs the cities. Once upon a time, a star fell from the sky, marking the birth of a special noble. Oh, I love this icon! Oh, this is pretty. Silviya's thoughts. I know so little about this world. My childhood was spent with my parents as part of a noble family. Our servants took care of my daily life, education, and manners, while my parents were always cold and distant. Sometimes we visited other noble families when they were throwing social events. She's pretty! I love the heavy eye makeup. I love it. On one such occasion, I was lucky, and Hans Nebula took an interest in me. Oh, she sounds strategic, y'all! She sounds strategic. We have a villainess on our hands. We danced, and when the ball ended, we began to exchange letters. I knew I had a chance to change my life, so I tried my best not to ruin it. After 2 months, Hans asked for my hand. How could I refuse him, the young head of the Nebula House? I feel like she's likely in it for the power. The Nebula family is one of the most powerful noble families in town. Silviya's husband, Hans, was the head of the family, but now that role belongs to his mother, Vivian Nebula. Wait, did I miss one? I read this already. When we went to Commoners and read that one, I picked Noble Households. The marriage was planned without hesitation. It was a huge celebration, a ball on the Nebula estate. Many people I didn't yet know. I like this style. They look good, and I like the fashion. Waltzing, laughing, enjoying each other's company, chatting over a glass of good wine, and celebrating the union of two families. She's super pretty. Such a baddie. And I love her outfit and the hairstyle. Hans was a good dancer, as a true noble must be. Hold on, this is our husband! No, he dies? Y'all, I like him. I like his look. Why? Hans! I was over the stars with happiness. But I couldn't shake the feeling that he seemed nervous. Was there more to it than just getting married that he was nervous about? Maybe he knew what was about to happen. What if it was some kind of ritualistic sacrifice? Suddenly, he leaned over and whispered in my ear, "I have a gift for you, something special." Don't worry, I'll explain how to use it. Oh? The orchestra played their final chord and the dance ended. Hans strode to the middle of the ballroom. Y'all, I like Hans! He looks good! Dear guests, it brings me joy to see you all here. As you know, today we're celebrating my marriage to Lady Silviya. The crowd erupted into applause. But what good is a wedding without a gift? He turned to Silviya with a necklace and carefully fastened it around her neck. Oh! To her surprise, the jewelry wasn't a beautiful piece of art. In fact, it was a heavy, spiky collar. This is... do you not like it? You can see Silviya's thoughts about other characters in sketchbook relationship. Oh, let me see. Oh, we have Hans here. What does she think about herself? This is me, Silviya. I used to belong to the noble family of Nova. Used to. Maybe because she married, or something happened. The head of the Nebula house who married me, Hans gave me this necklace. No, it's more like a collar. Okay, okay, Hans. Or is it that Silviya thinks that it's not really her aesthetic, and she just says that it is, it has a look of a collar, and she doesn't like to be chained down. So maybe this agitates her a little bit. We'll see. Don't be upset, darling. This is only the first part of my gift. Oh. Hans clapped once, and the guards appeared with a man between them. You're not... Wait, Hans, what? Wait. His eyes were blindfolded, and his arms were tied behind his back. At first glance, it was merely a commoner, but then a strange feeling washed over her. You're giving me a prisoner? The unknown commoner raised his head at the sound of her voice. He looked, no, rather felt familiar, but she couldn't recognize him yet. All she could do was stare. A familiar whisper broke her trance. He will be a prisoner until we have educated him, my dear. Then he will become your personal servant. Oh, that's what you thought. Okay. The prisoner gave her a crooked smile. That voice, I know you. Lady Silviya, is it you? You meet Balthazar. I've been looking for you for so long, Silviya. It's me, Balthazar. We need to talk. Mister, do I know you? Did we go to gym class together? The crowd started to whisper. Uh-oh! This could, you know, this could start some gossip. Hans' smile curled into a sneer of disgust. Hans! Silence! Don't you dare speak without a noble's permission. And here I was like, Hans seems sweet. Now I'm starting to think and believe that that necklace was actually a collar. Take him to the cellar and teach him some manners while you're down there. The guards nodded and started to drag the prisoner away. The whole world is in danger. You must listen. Can't you hear me, Silviya? How could he know my name? Am I already famous as Hans' wife? Maybe they met somewhere before. Like maybe he's like a childhood friend or something. Well, she as a noble. Maybe not like that, but you know. They could have still seen each other. And maybe as a commoner, he's, you know, he might have been doing some construction or something. How does he know her? Well, also in the description it did say that she will have strange nightmares or dreams. So maybe he's having them too. Who is that man, my love? He tried to turn the commoners against noble rule. Eventually, the townsfolk reported him. He was due to be executed, but I bought him for you. After the proper training, you can use him for anything you can imagine. He doesn't look obedient. How could I control him? With your necklace, of course. You see, all commoners are tied to their own piece of art. Oh, so Balthazar is now tied to Silviya because of the necklace that Hans gave us. Commoners are tied. Let me see. All commoners are tied to their own piece of art. Often a piece of jewelry or a statuette, but sometimes something more unusual. Nobles can use this bond to control their servants. Ooh. So basically now we can control Balthazar because of the necklace that Hans gave us. I wonder how they do that. Like, what if... How do they tie the person to that object? Is it like some kind of ritualistic thing? Or is it that they like capture a part of their soul in it? We'll probably see as we go further. If we, if we get to know that in the demo. Often a piece of jewelry or a statuette, but sometimes something more unusual. You just need to discover which object they are tied to, and then own it. Okay, so you need to discover which object they are tied to, and then own it. So they're like almost soul linked to that object. And then you have to gain it to own that person. Ooh. So how do we free him? Do we just give him the necklace and be like, here, Balthazar? So that is how our reign persists. I see. The ball continued late into the Alpha Night. Alpha Night is the best time for stargazing, as the weather is always clear. The sky takes on a violet hue, and violet particles float in the air. Ooh, I like this color palette a lot, with the backgrounds and the colors. Hans became tired of his guests' attention and masterfully slipped away from the crowd. He always seems so tired after official meetings, even his own marriage celebration. Is that something strange? Should he not be? Maybe she's seeing a pattern. Like before he might have not become as tired, but now he's like drawing himself out of these meetings maybe earlier than expected. So maybe whatever happens to him soon or later in this demo might have something to do with that as well. I worry for him, but I also can't stop thinking about that prisoner. Does he really know something, or were they just the lies of a desperate man? Silviya's choices can affect her relationships with the people around her. You can use the save feature in the menu to explore the story's different paths at your own pace. What should I do? Go to Hans or find Balthazar? Oh, there we can save. Do we have a quick way? Oh, okay. So we can quick save as well if I just right click. I'm gonna go to my husband right now. So go to Hans. Hans needs my support. I hope I can be a good wife for him. I must be perceived as one, at least. I can't leave my husband on his own, especially on our wedding night. Yeah, I mean, it would be, you know, kind of weird going to an unknown man on the wedding night. Your relationship with Hans increased. Okay. She made her way through the crowded ballroom. He must be in his study, poring over his papers as usual. She reached the door and was about to knock when it opened. Oh, Silviya, it's you. Has the ball finished yet? I'm so tired of all this commotion. It really feels like he was waiting for me to come after him. Or is that just my imagination? Maybe he was sitting there waiting in his room and was like, will she go after Balthazar or is she gonna come here? Y'all, our main character, she's super pretty. I love her. Yes, or it will be soon anyway. I was looking for you to... Suddenly, he grabbed her by the waist and pulled her towards him. Wait! Remind him about the deal. Wait, I wanna know! What deal? Remind him about the deal. Silviya pushed him away. Perhaps a little too forcefully. Oh! Hans, what are you doing? This wasn't part of our deal. Have you already forgotten who is the head of the Nebula House? Oh! Oh, okay! You're gonna use your position against me! Ah! Mister! You've not been the head for long. Take your time, or you might make a fatal mistake. How dare you! After I invited you into my home. Oh! My agreement is with the Nebula House, not with you. And I can fulfill my obligations on my own. I don't need a man for the ritual of birth, after all. Whoa! What is this? The artist can draw a picture which brings new noble to life. Such rituals have a high chance of failure, so skilled artists are valued by noble houses. The gift of a true artist is rare and highly prized among noble families. Artists hone their craft to perform special rituals, including the birth ritual and the healing ritual. Every aspect of life is defined by rituals. They can range from everyday activities, such as dining and ablutions, to more sacred events like funerals and births. So, I can fulfill my obligations on my own. Is it because she is one of those artists? As for getting satisfaction, we'll see how you behave. Y'all, I like her. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Don't stay up late working on your papers. Keep your nose out of my business. She gave him an ironic smile and went to their bedroom alone. What a couple! I want to know more about this deal! Silviya was tired that she fell asleep as soon as her head touched the pillow. When she opened her eyes, she was surrounded by stars. As she tried to focus her sleepy sight, she saw a human figure among them. Unfortunately, she couldn't see their face, no matter how hard she tried. Who are you? The silhouette is kinda similar to Silviya's silhouette. What do you guys think? I think it looks similar. So maybe it is herself, like a version of herself. Oh, I'm your subconscious. To make it easier, you can imagine you're talking to yourself. If you're satisfied with my answer, I have something to discuss with you. As an artist, you perceive the world differently, more deeply than others. You have a bright, associative imagination, so you imagine emotions as colors of paint. Before you can use them, those paints must be placed on a palette. Oh, we have it! The emotion palette is Silviya's visual representation of the power she has for controlling emotions. Each color represents one of the basic emotions. Yellow for joy, red for anger, blue for sadness, and purple for fear. Ooh. Every event that Silviya experiences evokes certain emotions. As an artist, she stores these emotions in her emotion palette and then uses them to influence the people around her. Joy becomes yellow. Oh, okay. So that was basically what we just read. These are the basic emotions you will encounter throughout your journey. With them, you can change the outcomes of your conversations. Beware, you can only use your control of emotions to influence conversations when you can see the eye socket. Okay. Now let us practice. Ask me a question using your emotions. Oh! Ooh, look at these! They're eyeballs! Oh! Oh. What do you remember about my childhood? Let me see if I pick this one. Why are you pretending to be me? Am I sick? What do you know about my parents? And this was sadness. I mean, I want to know about... Okay, let's pick this one first. What do you remember about my childhood? Joy can be used to change the topic from an uncomfortable one or to play the fool as a distraction. Ah! Yes! Let's go! You grew up as a typical noble girl. You had servants to take care of you, teach you, and protect you. But you had an obligation to marry a wealthy noble. And she's like, at first she was like, oh, all happy and smiles, and then, oh, marry. Darn it, that I had to marry a noble. A wealthy noble. Nobles prefer marriages of convenience, because their goal is to increase their power and wealth. So, she married Hans not because she loved him, but because of his wealth, his status, his power. And here we are. Would you like to ask me another question? Yes, I do! I want to know more. Yes, I want to ask more. Then please ask away. Why do I hate myself? What? Ooh, let's try this one. Anger can be used to relieve your stress or express your strong personality. Where did this pain come from? She's crying. You must increase your self-esteem. Be more sure of yourself. Be strong. Eat or be eaten. Would you like to ask me another question? Yeah. How about we take the blue one? What do you know about my parents? Sadness can be used to make others pity you, or to simply open your soul to those you trust. You're from the noble family of Nova. The name means new in Latin. Would you like to ask me another question? Yep. This fear. Am I sick? Fear can be used to protect your psyche from trauma. Interesting. Most people have an inner voice, but not all. Usually, there is no reason to perceive it as a fully formed personality. To answer your question, no, you're totally fine. Heck yeah, more! Let's see. We picked that one about my plans. Why do I hate myself? Should I be worried about Hans' gift? Fear can be used to act on your primal instincts. It's strong, but can be risky, both socially and physically. The gift is unusual indeed, but in our world, you will meet even more bizarre and eerie things. It is best to be prepared. Would you like to ask me another question? Yep. Why do I feel lonely? Sadness can be used to hide your true feelings, or to appear to behave as society expects you to. You feel lonely because you are, or because you're bored. Do we not have any friends? Besides Hans, who doesn't seem to be that good towards us? Whatever the cause, it is in your power to change the situation. I think now we're good. It's time to stop here. Whatever you say. At that moment, her conversation partner transformed into something else. Huh? What the? Several eyeballs, that's what I see. Something inexplicable and eldritch. What's going on? What is this thing? Suddenly, a distant voice called her name. "My lady Silviya." Who is calling me? What's going on? Oh, it was just a dream. She lay with her eyes closed for a moment as she returned to reality. "My lady Silviya! My lady Silviya, it's your husband. Hans is..." Oh, wait! Hold on. What if we pick the other option to stay with Hans? Maybe we would have seen what happened. Oh, we're gonna have to do that one as well. It was a horrible beginning to Beta Day. During Beta Day, the radiation level is low enough to go outside and enjoy the warm red light. The sky takes on a red hue, and red particles float in the air. Oh! No one knew how or why, but Hans was dead. I wonder if this could have been prevented, or if it's just, you know, this is what happens. My maiden, Cassiopeia, our butler, Gilbert, and I tried to save Hans' life, but his wounds were fatal. A high-status noble woman who helps a young noble woman prepare for marriage. Maidens accompany their young noble in public and private settings, assist with dressing, correspondence, and social engagements, and help her to become established in her new family. The term should not be confused with maid. And the butler, Gilbert? A butler is a commoner and the chief servant in a household. He is responsible for managing other staff, overseeing meals, monitoring the wine cellar and all silverware, and ensuring that the noble home runs smoothly. The wounds were caused not by a man, but by a beast. I spoke to all the estate's residents, desperate for any clues. No one could explain to me how such a feral creature could break into such a well-guarded place. My dear Hans, you were always busy. Even in this painting, you're sitting with your papers. Smiling not at me, but at your own thoughts. Maybe she really did have a soft spot for him. But I'm no different from you, Hans. I, as an artist, painted this picture while posing for it after all. I wouldn't trust anyone else to paint us. Oh, is it because if others paint them, they can paint like whatever and then it happens? Because painting, being an artist, seems to be of very much value in this. You gained some sadness. Silviya placed a hand on her husband's portrait. Don't worry, Hans. I'll find out what really happened to you. Suddenly, footsteps approached. Oh, Silviya, couldn't you sleep either? I don't blame you. My heart still refuses to slow. But don't worry. That police officer will be here before long. A police officer? A detective is a police officer who conducts investigations. Usually, this role is performed by commoners. Silviya hired Detective Matthew Shard to investigate her husband's murder. I heard he's handsome. Cassiopeia, do you want me to be your wing woman? So, tell me, what are my chances? What are your chances of getting him snatched up? Pretty darn high. I mean, look at you. Oh, oops. Hold on, y'all. I'm blocking her. Look at her. Wait. Look at her. She's so pretty. Hi, MM. Welcome. She's super pretty. What are your chances? Oh! You can change Silviya's dialogue options when an eye socket icon appears next to a choice. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Okay, I can only choose sadness for now. Flirt with her! Tease her. Change the subject. Y'all, of course. Yes, let's go. Flirt with her. Cassiopeia, do you really need another man? When you got me, your bestie? Aha, are you jealous? I knew you wanted him for yourself. You misunderstand me. Silviya's like, darn it! I'm not going to let anyone take you from me. Oh, okay! I want to keep you all to myself. This reminds me of a specific character in Amnesia. Not gonna say anything. Wow, I can tell you're serious about this. I see. In that case, my lady, just know you'll have to work hard to win me over. When have I ever shied away from a challenge? Strong words. We'll see if you can live up to them, my lady. Cassiopeia globula, my maiden. Hold on. The Globulas are one of the other noble families in town. They are renowned for their expertise in the arts, as well as their passion for extravagant entertainment. The Globulans are close friends with the Nebulas, and members of the two families often spend time together. Cassiopeia Globula was chosen as maiden for Silviya to help her make a proper debut into high society. My maiden, she is my best friend! Since we first met, we have been closely aligned. Yay! She really knows how to help me fight my anxiety. Aww. Yay! We gained some joy! Does that mean that we can now use your... Oh, yes, it seems like it. Silviya will gain emotions during her conversations with other characters as well. So if we use one of the eyes, then basically we've already used up that. Like, for example, if I get to pick joy now in one of the options, then I've already used up my joy. And then I have sadness left. So I have like one of both right now. Someone knocked on the door. After a brief pause, the butler entered the room. This is a fancy butler. Ooh! Y'all! Yes, you can my lady me like that, yes. He bowed respectfully before speaking. Y'all! Hans, I have already forgotten about you. I have the butler now. My Lady Nebula, Detective Shard has arrived. Please show him to the drawing room, Gilbert. At once, my lady. Oh! He has 2 different colored eyes. It's either he has 2 different colored eyes, or maybe something happened to his eye. Like maybe he's blind in the really, really light one. Or maybe he had some kind of, you know, bacteria in his eye that ate his eye, and now he, you know, doesn't have a real eyeball, so he has like a prosthetic. Interesting. Or maybe he's born like this. I won't distract you further then. I'm sure you'll appreciate some privacy. No, don't leave me, bestie! Besides, I must prepare my own plans for this evening. Wait, wasn't I gonna wing-woman you with a detective? Alone with her thoughts at last, Silviya left the bedroom. Narrow corridors led her through the house. She hated the long, windowless corridors. There was something eerie about them. Finally, she reached the drawing room. We don't have sadness left because we used that one, so we only have joy. But it looks a little bit highlighted. But it didn't turn around like the other eye. Okay, we reached the drawing room. Alright, Silviya, get your thoughts together. You need this detective's help, even if he is a commoner. Dang, girl, get off your high horse. At times, it feels like she's fighting herself. I love it. I love it. She's like, at one point, she doesn't really seem to like Hans, and then she's like, oh, my husband. She has issues. I love that. Nobles usually adhere to the stereotype that they are smarter than commoners. Which is why they are sometimes overly skeptical about entrusting very specialized matters to a commoner. At the same time, nobles reluctantly admit that they sometimes have no other choice. So tell him what he needs to know. And then we'll see what happens. Oh! Good afternoon, my Lady Nebula. Hello, Mr. Detective! He looks fabulous. And also, what happened with his hands? Are they translucent? Or is it like a stage of hypothermia? But I'm thinking like they look like doll hands. A bit like skeletal. Mister, are you a phantom? During a specific night, are you a phantom? Interesting. Please accept my condolences for your terrible loss. He's pretty. Cassiopeia, girl, I understand you. We were gonna wing-woman him to her. Of course. Thank you. Detective Matthew Shard at your service, my lady. A detective is a police officer who conducts investigations. Usually, this role is performed by commoners. Silviya hired Detective Matthew Shard to investigate her husband's murder. Silviya held out her hand, and Matthew kissed it. You may call me Matthew if you wish. She smiled at him. It was a smile she had cultivated over the years. Oh, is it a fake smile, Silviya? And took a step back. Welcome to the Nebula Estate, Matthew. I feel like Silviya is gonna be very, very interesting. I already like her. Please, won't you take a seat? Indeed, he's handsome. Cassiopeia wasn't kidding. My Lady Nebula, I appreciate your hospitality. Let's get started. I have a few questions for you. Wait, is he suspecting me? Oh my dear stars, I hired him for a different reason. Wait, she automatically jumps to the conclusion that he's suspecting her, but he just wants to know. He just probably, you know, wants to know some things about their relationship and such, and how they found him, etc. And she's like immediately, hold on, am I a suspect? Should we be suspecting you, Silviya? Have you been painting secret pictures that might have come true? Maybe in your sleep? Or maybe your subconsciousness did something? But she was also an anxious person. We got to know that when she talked with Cassiopeia, because Cassiopeia has been at her side, helping her with her anxiety. Calm down, Silviya. You shouldn't draw too much attention to myself, because that could lead the investigation down the wrong path. I think this should be yourself. Silviya nodded silently with a polite smile. His interrogation continued until Beta Night. Maybe these nights have also a significant reason, like when Hans died, it was a different night. Was it an alpha night? Was that what it was? Or did it already turn into a beta night? Oh, Beta night is characterized by a yellow sky, always shrouded in fog. The stars are usually not visible, and yellow particles float in the air. Can you be outside when it's like this? And my last question for today. Do you suspect anyone, my lady? Ask for legal protection. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should always have a lawyer, you know, even if you're innocent. I mean, she might say stuff that might incriminate her. Like, not on purpose. Impress him? Brag about my wedding gift? Oh my gosh, which one do I want to take? Y'all, I want to save. Y'all, I want to pick all of those. I kind of want to see what he says about the wedding gift. He's like, well, I got this really pretty chain necklace, and with it came a gorgeous man. Well, I only saw the body, I didn't really see the face, but he had a six-pack. Okay, let's pick this one. You know, Hans gave me a very unusual wedding gift. Maybe Matthew's gonna be like, wait, I need to write this down. Yo, this is weird. These nobles, weird AF. We're gonna see intimacy decreased. Really? And what was that, my lady Nebula? She opened a drawer and retrieved the spiked necklace. Here, a necklace. She held it up to her neck without fastening it. It looks like it might hurt. Matthew is not impressed. He's not impressed. He's like, yo, what the frick did he get you? Well, does it suit me? No, wait, maybe this scares him. Because maybe somebody got an object of him as well. And he's getting, like, PTSD flashbacks. He looked at the necklace with slight disgust, but commented as politely as he could. Pretty much. He doesn't look excited. These commoners, they know nothing about true art. I apologize for my rudeness, but my lady, do you know how your husband obtained it? I wanna know too. It's merely a tool for controlling my new servant. May I speak with them? Yo, Matthew! He looks fine! And look! His hands are transparent, or more like his fingers. Like he's a mannequin. I wanna know more. I wanna know more. I wanna know about these fingers. I wanna know about Gilbert's eye as well. And also, why was Hans attacked? For that, you must ask for permission from Matrona Nebula. The female head of a noble house, a noble woman may become a Matrona if her husband or son dies with no other heirs. Vivian Nebula became such a matron after the sudden death of her son Hans. Already? Now that Hans is gone, she is head of the Nebula family. I see. Well, thank you for your time. I must go and question the other residents of the estate. Then if Hans' mother, Vivienne, is now the head of the household, what kind of relationship does Silviya have with the mother? Like, is it a good one or a bad one? That's interesting. Because this could mean trouble for us if she does not like Silviya. He bowed and turned to leave, but when he reached the door, he looked back. One more thing, my lady. I forgot to ask for the prisoner's name. What if he knows him? I believe it is Balthazar. Oh! He whispered something to himself before leaving the room, but Silviya heard it. As I thought. Wait, what? Does he know Balthazar? And Balthazar seemed to know Silviya as well. In some way. Or know about her, maybe. Something tells me I'll regret those words of mine. So Silviya, you think that we shouldn't have picked the third option? Is that it? Whoa! Your relationship with Matthew decreased. Oh my gosh, Matthew does not like us. Would I have said something different to Matthew if I'd had a chance? Not all conversations go smoothly, I suppose, but I shouldn't dwell on that. I have a goal, and I'll find a way to achieve it. Am I a worthy Nebula or not? She was distracted from her thoughts about the future by the butler's footsteps. My Lady Nebula, I see you have finished speaking with the detective. I must inform you, he will be staying on the Nebula estate tonight. He apologizes for the inconvenience, with all due respect. But he trusts you will understand why it is necessary. It will be too dangerous to travel back to town by the time he has finished his interrogations. Why is it dangerous? You say it is dangerous for our detective to leave. Why is that? The detective does not seem like someone who would easily be scared. Hold on. Is Gilbert's other eye now white? Spooky. He is hardly likely to be devoured by wild animals on the short trip back into town. No, indeed, my Lady Nebula. But I was referring to the cosmic weather forecast. Okay. A forecast used to set clocks according to the alpha and beta days and nights of the current cycle. Court astronomers are responsible for compiling the celestial forecast. Wealthy noble families employ their own astronomers. Current cycle. A period during which cosmic radiation stops and the world is plunged into complete darkness. It is the least studied cosmic phenomenon, so it is perceived by cults as mystical, sometimes even apocalyptic. Astronomers found a particular practical use for it and count the eclipses cycles by which they measure the duration of a person's life. Okay, he can stay. You may have forgotten in all the excitement, but tomorrow is Alpha Day. You know how dangerous it is for anyone to be outside on such days. Even for commoners like Matthew and I. Commoners are known for their resistance to the harmful effects of cosmic radiation, but even they cannot resist the burns from the powerful radiation of Alpha Day. Alpha Day is the time when radiation is at its strongest and the light is very bright. During this time, people close their windows and curtains and stay indoors until Alpha Night. But the white particles floating in the air can still seep in, even through closed windows. Scary. Of course, so no drawing in the garden tomorrow. That is correct, my lady, for your own safety. But do not worry, Cassiopeia and I will work together to create the perfect schedule for you. I do not doubt it, Gilbert. At your service, my lady. Who allowed him to stay? The detective is allowed to remain on the estate. I do not recall discussing such a permission with him. That is because the permission came from your mother-in-law, Matrona Nebula. Okay. I should remind you that Matrona Nebula is now the official head of the Nebula family. Vivian, of course. Silviya doesn't look happy with this. She always was the head of this household, even when Hans was alive. Oh, so she called all the shots. And she has always disliked me. Okay. Oh, I feel like she's gonna be in more trouble now that Hans also is dead. She might as well, you know, end up killing her even. What will become of Silviya? Like, now that her husband is dead. But she's still an artist. So they might have, you know, use for her in that way, and she's still a noble. Why must he stay? Why does he need to stay any longer? Well, my Lady Nebula, Matthew Shard is a most thorough detective. He intends to collect all possible evidence, talk to all witnesses, and inspect the crime scene, among other things. Therefore, he will stay here until his work is complete, after which we can continue to live in peace. But he informs me that nobody can leave the estate before then, due to this being the scene of a grave crime. So, am I right in thinking that we are all suspects in that case? Maybe it's Vivienne. Maybe she is told, like Matthew, that he should also be suspecting Silviya. So maybe he has gotten a heads up. I do believe you are correct, my lady. Something in his stance made Silviya wonder if Gilbert was hiding something behind his back. Behind his back? She glanced in the mirror to try and see what the butler was concealing. What could it be, I wonder? He noticed her searching gaze and took half a step away from the mirror. What is going on, Gilbert? Are you hiding something? Ah, my Lady Nebula, you have sharp eyes indeed. He moved aside and revealed a dog sitting patiently behind him. What? I found this puppy wandering around the grounds. Oh, a puppy! He looks so much like my old pet, John. Ah, in the painting that we had of Silviya, Hans, there was a dog as well. But the dog was white and fluffy, it seemed like. I wonder if we can go back and check those. Archive, maybe. Oh no, that's not it. But now we know that archive, we can check the dialogue. Maybe it's the sketchbook. Oh, we can't see the images. All right, we need to check relationships. Balthazar, the Luminous. Hans saved him from execution. In fact, Balthazar swapped one cage for another. Indeed. She's my best friend. Y'all, she is so stunning. I love her. Gilbert. The butler of the Nebula estate. He knows everything there is to know about it. Are these like... These seem like these are the sketches before the characters were actually, you know, fully colored. Matthew. Does Matthew know Balthazar? Yeah, Matthew, he looks good. He looks good. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more faces. Can we keep him? Oh, John, I had not realized until now just how much I miss my old companion. You gained some sadness. I thought you might appreciate some extra moral support at such a trying time. Thank you, Gilbert! Thank you, Gilbert. Oh, by the bright stars, how sweet he is. Is he really just a puppy? He's so large. Despite his size, he is still just a child at heart. I assure you of that, my lady. So he was just found outside. Don't tell me this was the monster who killed my husband. You never know. Silviya nodded, satisfied with the answer. She looked at the puppy. I shall call you John too, in honor of my old companion. I would love to spend the rest of the evening playing with you. But there is still so much I must attend to. As a noble, Silviya must plan her schedule for each day. As most of today has already passed, she only needs to decide how to spend the evening. Oh! Wait, what is this? Morning. This morning I found Hans' body. I talked with Matthew in the afternoon. I can't wait to play with John and you. I must try to find more evidence in Hans' diary. Hey. And then we can play with John. Yep. I've made my decision. She looked at the puppy with a serious expression. From now on, your name is John, and you are part of my family. Please make yourself at home, but remember to behave yourself. He's gonna be like, woof woof! But I must put Hans first tonight. I still haven't checked his diary for clues. Wait! Hold on! Hold on! What if Gilbert tried to throw us off the investigation with giving us this puppy? Because if we chose the puppy on the afternoon instead of Hans' diary, I don't know. It might have been strategic. Gilbert, please look after John. I'm afraid I will be busy this evening. Oh no! Your relationship with John decreased. No! As you wish, my Lady Nebula. Did I upset my butler? I've never seen him so downcast. Is it like... Oh, it's as if we rejected him. Oh. I'm just here like rejecting everyone. Who we gonna end up with? He's usually so calm that he can appear emotionless. Like a soldier. Well, I should probably show more respect for his efforts. But that will have to wait until tomorrow. At least she reflects on her decisions as well. She's a very interesting main character. Later that evening, Silviya was sitting in her bedroom, reading Hans' diary. Meanwhile, her chambermaid, Willow, helped her prepare for bed. Chambermaid. A chambermaid is a commoner female servant responsible for cleaning and maintaining the private rooms of a noble household, such as bedrooms and sitting rooms, especially in large estates. The term should not be confused with maiden. Y'all, I really like the music! And hi, Ionix! Wow! Willow! You look fine, but so does our MC! I like this style. I really like this style. And I like the poses too. The poses, 10 out of 10. She brushed Silviya's hair in silence, her face expressionless. Willow looks like a doll. Silviya didn't usually chat with her much. While Willow may be shy and timid, she is a good listener. This is a cute dress. A nightgown. Her skin is so pale that it appears almost blue, setting her apart from the other commoners. She may have experienced hard times before she began working at the Nebula estate. My father told me that every commoner has a physical flaw. Oh, that's what we've seen! Oh, okay. So Gilbert with his eye, and the detective Matthew with his fingers, and now Willow with her skin, her blue skin. I think it looks fantastic though. Like all of their flaws, they're like... Yes, they elevate their looks. Most commoners have physical differences from nobles. These differences are always connected to minerals, and they can manifest as varied skin tone or even the presence of stones growing on their bodies. For example, Gilbert, the butler of the Nebula family, has a gemstone in place of one of his eyes. A gemstone, okay. It's usually something related to minerals. Gilbert, for example, has a gem where his left eye should be. Matthew has puppet-like fingers, and they are blue. There must be something more significant than just a birth defect behind such things. However, commoners tend to avoid this topic, treating it as something sacrilegious. Perhaps I should ask Gilbert about it next time the opportunity arises. If you wanna tell us, I mean, we kinda made him sad here, because we didn't wanna play with John, and instead we went to check Hans' diary, which I still have to check. Anyway, I really must sleep soon, but I want to go through more of this diary. Yes, I wanna know what it is in it! Did he say anything about us? I hope to find more clues about his murder in Hans' notes. Of course, it's just his personal diary. I don't know what I'll find in it. Oh, that's her. She turned the next few pages. As a true noble should be, Hans was versatile. Noble society is very competitive. Each family wants to have more power in order to destroy each other physically. Noble families have developed a number of social rules that they must adhere to. What if another noble house sent this monster to Hans to take him down? Thus, war has moved into the social sphere. The family names of those who do not know how to present themselves in public do not survive for long. But I am surprised to learn that he was interested in mysticism. Now, what is this language? She stared at the page for a few seconds. Wait a minute. How did I know these words were about mysticism in the first place? Her subconscious? She tried to read fluently without recognizing the letters, and it worked. She could understand a language she had never seen before. But it didn't take long for exhaustion to set in. I won't be able to read all of this today, but I'll at least make a start. Which topic should I read about? I wonder if I can choose all of these. Read about the Ascension. Read the pinned letter. It's my letter to Hans. I didn't know he had kept it all this time. How sweet. You gained some joy. Dear Hans Nebula, I'm deeply touched by your generous gifts and your concern for my family's well-being. I have also received your invitation to the Nebula family's birthday ball. I gladly accept your invitation and will be there. I'm waiting for our meeting with bated breath. Signed, Silviya Nova. Nova, huh? The name of my family. It brings back some memories, and not all of them are good. Silviya turned the letter over in her hands, descending into memories. They let me leave. Otherwise, I wouldn't be living here as part of the Nebula family. Anyway, the past is the past. Hold on, there's something on the back of the letter. Tame her, or you won't be able to pass the doors of the void. What the? Who? You gained some fear. Thank you, because that sounded... Okay. The void? Y'all, what did Hans know? And what is this all mysticism? And who wrote that part? About taming Silviya? Y'all, you can't tame us? I'm not sure what that means, but it gives me shivers. Would Hans listen to such advice? Who could it... Is it from his mother? Is it from Vivienne, or is it from Silviya's own family? Did I really know my husband? Have I been tamed? Who wrote that anyway? Ugh, too many questions. That's enough for today. I'll give it another try tomorrow. Silviya was so engrossed in her reading that she forgot about Willow, who was now finished with her hair. I think they forgot to add that, but it's a demo. She closed the diary and turned to her chambermaid. That's enough reading, Willow. Now I really must sleep. Thank you for your care. You may go. It was no trouble, my lady. Good night. Willow! She's so pretty! Yeah, look at her. She's so pretty. Good night, Willow. I must sleep now. To gain the energy, I will need to continue uncovering the truth tomorrow. She put the diary down on the nightstand and fell into her bed. Ugh, that was a tough day. She hugged her pillow and started to drift off to sleep. She glanced at her family portrait before closing her eyes. You have certainly caused me a lot of trouble, Hans. I should never have agreed to marry you. Huh? What? What was that? It's like we saw that eldritch thingy. Part of it. Exhausted, she quickly fell asleep. But in the dead of night, Silviya opened her eyes to find herself floating in outer space. This looks like an 8, like Infinity 8. Stars surrounded her. In the distance, 2 black holes were spinning around each other. So pretty. Where am I? Is this a dream? Yes, this must be a dream. It can't possibly be real. Welcome to my humble world, darling. That voice. Hans? How is this possible? Well, he was into mysticism. So, what if it was all part of a ritual for him to, like, ascend? This nightgown is so pretty. I love the fashion. Hans, how is this possible? Hans? Yeah. Hans turned into a space octopus. This is cool. This is cool. You gained some fear. Dead? Hans and a question mark? No, darling. That's where you're wrong. I prefer to call it changed. Oh, no, he looks so cool. But that's not so accurate either. Oh, we can't ask about his ascension. It's because we didn't pick that option in the diary. What can we pick? Did Balthazar kill? Ask about the taming. The taming? Y'all, I wanna know. What? Ooh. Recognize him as Hans. You're not my husband. Sir, you have some explaining to do. What do you mean about the taming? In your diary, I found my first letter to you. Ah, so sweet, isn't it? But on the back of the letter, I read about taming. Can you explain that to me? Those are all my mother's intrusive instructions. Pay them no heed. Nobody was going to tame you. Do you hear me? So you're saying you got my back, but also, you know, I don't like how you kinda, you know, got mad at me because I rejected you there, you know. The wedding night, you got mad, a little pissy. So if it isn't you, it's not okay. Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna see what he has to say. I thought you'd be smart enough to figure it out yourself. Oh, questioning my intelligence now? That's why you got eaten. I presume you've already awakened your noble powers. Don't act so surprised. Of course, I could feel you were forcing me to do what you wanted. With emotions. A gentle but strong power indeed. Does that mean he can feel it but can't resist? It's natural for each noble. The only question is when their powers will awaken. Nobles are well versed in science, culture and governance. They also possess supernatural abilities, which vary from one noble to the next. The faster you learn to use that gift properly, the safer you and your surroundings will be. Otherwise, your emotions will take control of you. Have you ever felt overfilled with emotions? You could call that state emotional madness. If Silviya collects 3 emotions of the same type, she enters a state called emotional madness, replacing her next emotional choice with the emotion of madness. Oh! So if we get 3 of the same, she will not be able to collect any further emotions until her madness has been used up. Ooh, okay. We need to be careful. When you can't control yourself and the emotions take over, that leads to choices you would never make with a cool head. Could be interesting though. So don't forget to release your emotions from time to time, even though it might not suit your plans. But that's not the only way to control them. You will discover more, and I will help you with that. Discard the ones that don't serve you and combine the important ones. Experiment. Okay. With my help, you will soon discover more about yourself. A loud roar swept through the void. So this is the void. Then Vivienne knows about the void. He looked around, his face suddenly anxious. Uh-oh. What if that roar is Vivienne? Our time is up for tonight, darling. Oh, and one more thing. Do not trust anyone on the estate. Ugh! Not even the dog? Especially not Vivienne. Oh, I do not trust her. She hates us. From now on, I am the only one you can trust. Not even handsome Gilbert? Or stunning Matthew? But wait! I've got questions! Ah! The end of the demo! Y'all! Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on! I have a save. I'm gonna go to Hans again, and we're gonna pick to spend the night together with Hans. Because I want to see if we're able to see what actually kills him. Yes, exactly, that's why. I want to see what kills him, right? Let's see. Hold on. Suddenly, he grabbed her by the waist and pulled her towards him. So, this time... I can see y'all judging me. What can I say? Hans kind of gorgeous, and also Hans, devoid Hans, tentacle Hans also looks fine. Okay. Of course, this is our wedding night, except... Silviya leaned in close and wrapped her hands around the back of his neck. After a long, deep kiss, she gazed into his eyes and opened her mouth to speak. He ran his fingers along her lips before silencing them with a burning kiss. Oh, she's taken aback! No need for words, darling. Let's go somewhere where we can be ourselves. Maybe we're gonna get a glimpse of what that monster was. With that, he picked her up and carried her to their bedroom. Hold on! Wait, what if we get to be the suspect now? Because Matthew's gonna be like, well, you were there all night. And then he was dead. That's pretty sus. The sheets were soft and fresh, but it seemed like he was in no mood for savoring the moment. Whoa! Dang, Hans! Their wedding clothes abandoned, they gave in to their passion. She had never seen him sleep so peacefully. He was starved. Starved. But she couldn't quench her thirst the way he could. She was not satisfied. When she opened her eyes, she was surrounded by stars. As she tried to focus her sleepy sight, she saw a human figure among them. Long time no see, Silviya. Ah! Hans, how are you gonna look? Oh, whoa. So we see him in the void as regular Hans as well. Now, this is important, so listen carefully. I need you to know I chose to be with you. Oh wait, you see that sun earring that he has? She has that on her night dress. On her nightgown. I argued with my mother to the last to be with you. And you know what a steely woman she is. Oh, so that's why she's so mean to me. Now you're part of Nebula House. I have to make sure you will not fail our great name. We've only been married a few hours. I didn't expect he would start to teach me about life so quickly. Or is this simply something that cannot wait? As an artist, you perceive the world differently, more deeply than others. So what her subconsciousness told her, Hans will tell her. Hans ? You have a bright associative imagination, so you imagine emotions as colors of paint. As you know far better than I, those paints must be placed on a palette. Are you following my logic? Yes, of course. To be honest, I don't entirely follow, but let's see where he's going with this. Great. Well then. He says the same thing as her subconsciousness. So her subconsciousness also said this. So now we're going through the tutorial with Hans. I wonder if he will have something different about his past instead of our past. Okay, okay. What was your childhood like? Joy can be used to change the topic from an uncomfortable one or to play the fool as a distraction. I remember the golden times when I was the only child. My parents were strict though, especially my mother. They put high hopes on me because one day I would have to fulfill my destiny. And then my siblings appeared, Victor and Emily. Fortunately, I far outshined them, so there is no worthy competition for me here. That was a good question. Do you want to ask another one? Yes, 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 I do. Did she just say this is so much fun? Then what are you waiting for? Are you excited about our honeycycle too? Honeycycle? I really like your mood. But you know, I have so much work nowadays. I hope you can forgive your busy husband. After all, I'm trying to make a better future for us. That was a good question. Yes. Yes, I do. She's so excited. Let's do the red one. You hate all of your family, don't you? You know I do. So, it could have been the family as well. Look at our main character. She's like, I hate them too. They are all selfish and mean. We don't love each other at all. All because of power. But that is just how noble lives are. The higher you climb, the longer the fall. That was a good question. Indeed it was. Let's see. Hans is very interesting. Aren't you just planning to use my skills as an artist? Well, you know I am. Oh. Explain yourself, Hans. To be an artist is a rare gift. The House of Nebula needs such a gift, and you know it. So... I can see how her gift could be used to gain even more power. This is part of our deal, after all. What did you expect? Now we picked fear. Do you have a sworn enemy? An enemy? I have many. All nobles, of course. Noble society is very competitive. Oh, we read this. That must be exhausting. No wonder he's tired all the time. You can't even imagine how hostile noble society is for family heads. That's why noble families make such alliances as the one we made with yours. More questions! Am I living up to your expectations? Absolutely. Otherwise, why would I have married you, darling? That was a good question. Indeed it was. Okay, now for the last one. Sadness. Is it hard to be the head of the family? Well, not only sadness, but also... What's it called? What's it called? I can only think of the Swedish word. Hi Nils, welcome! She's trying to show compassion as well. Yes, it certainly is. I must manage everything for the family and participate in a lot of meetings to maintain the prestige of our name. And I must also make decisions for various groups of commoners. Make decisions? Nobles have responsibilities to the commoners. They determine which areas of science will receive investment, support the judicial system, make decisions about expanding or closing businesses, set up trade routes and logistics, and much more. It's a hassle, but I manage it well. That was a good question. Well, no. Oh, no, I already picked both, didn't I? Okay, next one. I wonder if we can... At that moment, her conversation partner transformed into something else. Something inexplicable and eldritch. Okay. We saw this. A distant voice called her name. I wonder if this is the same person. Is it gonna be Gilbert? It was just a dream. She lay with her eyes closed for a moment as she returned to reality. My lady Silviya. Hans is... We saw nothing! We didn't even get a glimpse of who killed him, and we were there! I wonder if there's like a speed button. Oh, yes there is. I can't imagine my life without you. I, as an artist, painted this picture while posing for it. We read this as well. Skipping. Oh, we gained anger. Okay. Doesn't seem like we can skip even though we saw this. Maybe, oh, it's because I reloaded. That must be it. I must have picked like new one. Oh, I don't want to be mean to her. Shame her! Oh my gosh! Suggest a competition. Monopoly? Your chances? What about my chances? Oh, so you'd like a friendly competition? Are you sure you're up to that? Are you questioning my abilities? I wouldn't dare, I'm just reminding you who you're up against. We see! Cassiopeia, we see! 10 out of 10. She... Whoa! You can pick which... No, I'm gonna pick my best friend again. I don't have the heart to pick the first one. I like her. Yay! She really knows how to help me fight my anxiety. Like, she a true friend. She a true friend. So now we have a point in joy and anger. Someone knocked at the door, and we know that Gilbert is coming here. We already read this. That's why I'm clicking through for everyone who is new to the stream. What plans did you have, Cassiopeia? Without me, your bestie! Okay, now I'm gonna pick something else with Matthew. Oh, maybe I'll just speed through here. Instead of being, you know, on the dialogue box. Okay. Oh, didn't we get... Oh, we used anger. We used anger. We used it as competition. And I like that it was, you know, it was more like playful than just anger towards our bestie. Should we flatter him? I'm thinking that yes. I think he needs to hear. He needs to hear that he looks hella fine. I don't suspect anyone. But I'm sure you'll find the truth though. Oh. Flatter his ability. I read a great review of your work in the newspaper. I read. Impressive, Matthew. I'm certain you will be able to help me too. Oh, it's really nothing, my lady. Oh! Am I seeing a blush? Thank you for your kind words, though. In any case, that's what I'm here for. To solve crimes. Well, you might be here to solve crimes, but we're here to flirt. What? What? My husband just died. Of course I'm sad about my husband just dying. Yes, indeed. Our relationship increased. I need to know about this flaw that he has with his fingers. So, thank you for your time. No, that's so cute! His blushing face! That will be all then. I still need to question the other residents of the estate. He may be a good detective, but he's still inexperienced. Huh, Silviya, are you a better detective, huh? Or she's like, I saw that blush, I know he knew. Stop, stop, stop! She shook her head as if trying to shake off a daze. Oh, nah, I see you. I see you. We all know. I must think rationally. I need to find out who killed Hans. Exactly. We can't be going around flirting. And Matthew is here to help me with that. Nothing more, right? Hold on, wait. Oh, our bestie liked Matthew. Well, for his appearance. So maybe she doesn't want him. We need to check with her first. She was distracted from her thoughts about the future by the butler's footsteps. Y'all, I wanna... Hold on, I'm gonna save here because I also wanna pick... I want to pick his diary again. We're gonna pick the diary again because there was a locked option. We chose all of these as well. Yes. Because Hans option... No. Hans in the Void had an option that was locked. So that option, I knew that it was in the diary. I remembered it. Okay, now she sees the puppy. And we are also gonna spend time with the puppy because... No, wait, oh there. Gonna have to choose... I'm gonna have to choose the diary again. And then I'll choose the puppy. Oh no, Gilbert gonna be sad. Oh my god, and the dog is sad. Oh no! He's usually so calm that he can appear emotionless. Like a soldier. Oh, but now she saw his emotion. Instead, we want to go to the diary. Y'all, our maid Willow, so pretty. You see, hold on. She doesn't have, you know, the crest here. I wanted to show you guys that. Because Hans' earring was the same kind of sun crest that she had on her nightgown. Okay, save. Here. Read about the Ascension. And this one was locked in the void. Gregor Nebula was the first ancestor from the Nebula family to ascend. To access the void, one must to reject one's flesh, one's wealth, one's feelings. What if this is something that Hans knew was gonna happen? So maybe this was on purpose. And maybe it was this man that we heard roar. To ascend, one must also give up those one holds dear. So basically, it has to die. So Hans must have known. Although to become truly ascended, one must bring a victim. Well, we just spent the night with Hans, and he died. For him to be in the void, but maybe he didn't ascend. Maybe they're different. Okay. We are gonna get into that when we get to the void. Oh wait, there is a note in the common language on the corner of this page. Hans' handwriting. I must avoid that condition. Wait, hold on a second. Does that mean that the victim would have been Silviya, but he didn't want it to be Silviya? So maybe he offered himself to protect her? I must avoid that condition. I mustn't involve anyone but myself. Okay, chivalrous. It seems Hans is taking care of me even from the afterlife. You gain some joy. Anyway, I want to know more. The Ascended became the source of power for the family. Being above the sky in a deep, cold void. Ah, here are some of his notes. The term void in old text usually refers to what is now known as the astral world. The place between a dream and the physical world. In fact, with the proper magnifying tools, one can see a distant reflection of the astral world in the night sky. Because all those shining shards in the sky aren't stars at all. Whoa, that's a lot of mysticism. Could that really be true? I wish I could ask him about it in person, but I definitely need to find out more. Perhaps I should think about asking someone. That's enough for today. Okay, so she read the diary, and now we're gonna go into the dream world. And here Hans will appear, and we will have ask about his ascension. Hold on. Hold on. How can I join you? Recognize him as Hans. Let's check this one. Let me join you. Can you show me how to do it? He's gonna be like, well, you will have to die then. Hehe, not so fast, darling. But I like the way you think. Your relationship with Hans increased. Firstly, you must become my priestess. Every noble family has a high priestess. She presides over all the main rituals of the family. But you must keep it a secret. Especially from my mother. Vivienne would not like it at all. Oh, this emotion feels useless here. Ask to kill Vivienne! Okay, let's go, let's try. Let's see what he says. If I do this for you, may I ask for your help in return? That depends, but go ahead. I'm curious. Vivienne has hated me ever since she first saw me. No, probably ever since she heard of my existence. It seems like you don't have much love for her either. So if your mother is causing so much trouble, why don't you just kill her? Look at her face, she's just like, why don't you just... I mean, just boop, poof, poof, poof. It would be better for both of us, wouldn't it? Haha, I really like the way you think. Your relationship with Hans increased. But unfortunately, no, I can't. That's why I need your help. Why do you need me? If you are unable to act, what chance is there for me? Well, perhaps not now, my darling, but later, when you're ready. I presume you've already awakened your noble powers. It's natural for each noble. The only question is when their powers will awaken. You have a great gift, the power to control others with your emotions. My powers, somehow he knows about my control of emotions. Did he just know I could do that all this time, or is he somehow able to feel it? Don't be surprised, I've been watching you from the astral world. Another dimension of existence, where physical matter does not exist, but souls take on form. This more scientific term is synonymous with the void. Well, not your every move, but still. Good. Well, hold on! So, Hans, if you're watching me from the astral world, will you also see me flirting with others? Is that it? Hi, Nuno! Whoa. This could be troublesome. The faster you learn to use that gift properly, the safer you and your surroundings will be. Otherwise, your emotions will take control of you. Yes, if I have 3 of the same. Have you ever felt overfilled with emotions? now he tells us about emotional madness that we already know about. And also, you guys, I want to pick the dog. And then I think we're gonna be done for today, because I can only play for like 30 minutes more. Time is up. And now we are sent back. The end of the demo. Hold on, wait. I just wanna ask about his murder. Hold on. Okay, so both... Oh! I must run! Oh! Silviya tried to run. There was no ground beneath her feet. The young noble was merely floating in the vacuum of outer space. She tried to scream, but suddenly her lungs were empty of air. As her eyes widened with immeasurable horror, her exhausted heart gave up in the rhythm. Death ending! We got the death ending! Overwhelmed heart. Oh well. Hi, Dark Avenger. Welcome. Okay. Oh, okay. So do not run. Hold on. I wanted to check. Ask about his murder. Recognize him as Hans. It truly is you, Hans. I knew you would survive. What happened to you? I see you recognize me. That's a great start. I will tell you everything. But first of all, I must help you. I presume you've already awakened your noble powers. Don't act so surprised. Of course, I could feel you were forcing me to do what you wanted. Ah, okay, so this continues like into the same conversation. Now we go to the dog. We need to pick the dog now. And also... right. I should have saved a little bit further. Give me John. Now we got John. Great. And now we will pick for the evening John. And probably now Gilbert will, you know, also be happy with this option. I've made my decision. Matthew interrogation was exhausting. My new pet needs attention. I can't ignore that. Besides, I need to relax a little and take my mind off things. Wait, does that mean that Gilbert will also stay with us? Yes, my beloved Hans was brutally murdered. And the killer is still hiding somewhere here on this very estate. But I need to take a mental break from time to time, if I'm to be successful in my quest for answers. Still, it's best not to expect a quick resolution to the case. Matthew's investigation could drag on. She looked at the puppy with a serious expression. From now on, your name is John, and you are part of my family. Please make yourself at home, but be sure to behave well. If you will assist me, Gilbert. We need to find John a bowl and make sure he's well fed. Right away, my lady Nebula. Increased! Oh, cute. That's a big puppy! Silviya's introduction to the new family member went very well. This puppy behaves just like my previous pet. Even though he looks a little different. Oh! The evening flew by in the blink of an eye. Pretty. By midnight, Silviya is lying on the bed, her arms flung out to the sides in exhaustion. John was very playful, so Silviya lost track of time. Sometimes this is all one needs to be happy. You gain some joy. It was a wonderful meeting, my friend. Stay here. You can sleep at my side. Oh no. Where has your water bowl gone? We must solve this problem right away. I won't let you die of thirst overnight. Fetch some water yourself. Hold on, can we? No. Fetch some water yourself. I already sent my chambermaid, Willow, to sleep. Oh, that's nice of you. Never mind. I can take care of the bowl myself. John, wait for me here. I'll be back soon. Y'all, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed if we don't see Gilbert. Woof! She walked along the dim corridor and reached the ground floor via the wide staircase. The house was deadly quiet. Everyone was sleeping. As she approached the kitchen, Silviya walked past Gilbert's room. She was surprised to hear voices on the other side of his door. I know Gilbert is usually the last servant to go to bed, but who else is not sleeping at this late hour? Lean against the door to eavesdrop. Let's go! It's a little suspicious. I need to find out what's going on. She put an ear to the door. You must be kind to all the nobles in this house. You know that my job is to cook, not to smile. Then you must have misunderstood. I should remind you what is your primary task. I know, but... The plan is flawless. We shouldn't do anything that could jeopardize it. It's for our own good. And for everyone else, too. Yes, nothing will stop us. You gain some fear. Oh dear, Gilbert, just what are you planning? And who is your accomplice? Whoever they are, they seem to be standing too far from the door. I can't recognize their voice. I can't stay here any longer. It's too dangerous. She crept away from the door and continued on towards the kitchen. Oh, it's dark. There, now I'll just fill a bowl and go back to my room as if nothing has happened. I must tell someone I trust what I've heard. However, I'll do that tomorrow. Until then, it is safer for me to keep quiet. The bowl I need must be somewhere here. She retrieved a metal bowl from a high shelf and then filled it with water. Just as she was about to leave the kitchen, her gaze fell on a kitchen knife lying in the middle of the table. The overheard conversation between Gilbert and the stranger replayed in her head. Is she gonna be like, nah, I need this for safety precautions? I must be able to defend myself if needed. You know what? Yes, indeed. I mean, your husband was just killed. Take the knife. Wait, what if she takes the knife and gets startled? Oh! What if she gets startled and accidentally stabs someone? She took the knife from the table, hiding it within the folds of her nightgown. Oh, I hope we're not pushed against the wall by Gilbert. What? 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 Who said that? Who was that? Intrusive thoughts, y'all. I hope I won't have to use this knife, but having it with me will put my mind at ease. There. Now I'd better get back to my room. By the time she returned, John had already fallen asleep. Silviya put the bowl beside the dog and yawned. That was a tough day. She hugged her pillow and started to drift off to sleep. She glanced at the portrait. Hans, I swear I will find your murderer. And then she falls asleep, and here she meets Hans again. Hold on, there was a third option. Is he really Hans? What can we blame myself? Let's try that one. It's all my fault. If only I had paid more attention to you. If only I had taken better care of you. You would have been more open with me and shared your pain. Maybe then I could have convinced you not to harm yourself. Harm himself? Hold on, he was murdered. Wait. He harmed himself in other ways, is that it? Oh, it's locked! Oh, then it must have been in the diary. Another option. Who made you do this? Someone must have forced you to make this choice. I can't believe you would choose to become this. So it was his choice. It is the duty of every noble family. Someone had to do it. And that someone was me. Now, how do we tell Matthew, the detective, this without sounding like we're the ones who murdered him? You must still accept it. This is how our worlds work. You know how nobles rule over commoners. It didn't say worlds, it said world. You know how nobles rule over commoners. Our rule is based on power and knowledge. Speaking of which, I presume you've already awakened your noble powers? Don't act so surprised. Of course, I could feel you were forcing me to do what you wanted. Okay. Now it's the same dialogue. Darn it! Oh! I don't have time to go the other route. I wanted to do this one. Find Balthazar. But maybe it is a little bit too long, and I don't have that much time. Darn it. You know what? I'll record it by myself, and then when I edit this video, I'll just push it all into one video. Yes. Let's do that. Overall, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. I'm interested to know more. I like the art style, I like the music. I will get this. Yes, indeed I will. Now let's go back to chatting. Bam. So what do you guys think? Hold on, let me see what I have missed. Oh, how many of you got notifications that I started streaming on a Thursday, by the way? I know it's a very unusual day for me to stream, but since there's not gonna be a stream tomorrow, I thought that, what the heck, let's just push in one before. Yeah, it's super interesting. It's super interesting, and I like that there's a glossary where you can read up on more of the things that are happening and the words that they're using. I think it's gonna be an interesting world. Yes, we will have a Saturday live stream. The style reminds me of Stray Gods. Ah, I haven't looked, I haven't checked up on that game. Hold on, I'm just gonna type to my sister that she can come in soon. Så. because I told her I wasn't gonna stream for far too long. We're gonna watch a movie together, yes, this late, but we haven't really decided, so we're just gonna do a Russian roulette and see which one. I'm close to get the last achievement in Horizon Zero Dawn. Congrats! Then I can start Nier Replicant. Oh my gosh! You are gonna love Nier Replicant. Occasionally, I think about that game on a regular basis. I only caught the end of the game, so I missed most of it. But it definitely looks interesting from what I saw. Yes, indeed. And I'm like here now wondering like, what is she gonna do with that knife? Now that we have that knife, but that's where the demo ends as well, so we don't know. Bea, did you play it or know a point and click game called Thimbleweed Park? No, I haven't heard about that one. I've only played, you know, the Nancy Drew point and click games, and also, what's it called? Dracula Origins. That one I've also played. Also like a puzzle game. But those games can be very fun, like playing together, solving puzzles together, stuff like that. Oh, because today was announced a sequel for 2028, I see. I'm gonna have to look into that one. But a point and click game, if a point and click game has like a lot of story, a lot of like lore, interesting characters and such, we could definitely play such a game as well. Otherwise, I prefer point and click games to play them by myself, because they're usually more like puzzle heavy, so I tend to focus more on that. Oh, in the heat. Oh my goodness. How hot is it over there? I'm not even gonna tell you our degrees because you're gonna get jealous. But if Thimbleweed Park, if it has like a good amount of story and like interesting world building, I can definitely stream it. It's a puzzle adventure. I hope the temperature goes more down if it's raining again tonight. Oh, speaking of rain, I have plans tomorrow with my friends, and the weather forecast says that it's gonna rain the entire day tomorrow, and we have booked a table outside. It's gonna be very humid. And I was thinking that maybe I should, you know, do something pretty with my hair. I guess it's just gonna be frizzy then. So I'll just have it like in a claw and have it frizzy. Oh well. We're just gonna eat at a restaurant, then afterwards we're probably just gonna go out, check for a place where we can just sit at a pub or something. Just don't make the mistake of getting Siberia instead. Wait, what is Siberia? Wait, oh, Siberia! Isn't it with... Oh, that's the joke. I know there is a game called Siberia with an S. So Siberia with a C. What is that? That game is something. Wait, hold on, now I'm interested. Is it weird? Siberia was a cinematic arcade. Oh. Our lake water temperature was 38 today. What? That is melting hot. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is hot. Y'all, Europe should not be this hot. Although, up north here in Sweden, it hasn't really changed much. But the only thing is that we haven't really had days where it's been above 20 degrees. And we usually do have that. Sure, like in the sun, like if you're outside and in the sun and not in the shadow, definitely it probably has been 20 degrees, but most of the times it's like 17, 18, 19 degrees. To the Moon Beach episode and Mass Effect 2 start, right? Yes, on Saturday. So we're not gonna stream tomorrow. Usually we do stream on Fridays as well, but it's not gonna be a Friday stream tomorrow. So Saturday, and I'm also thinking that, did we say that the beach episode was like 1 hour? So maybe 2 hours? Not tomorrow, Mike. Tomorrow I will not stream. I'm gonna be out with my friends. How was the demo? I liked it very much. I'm very interested to know more about the characters, the story, the main character, Silviya. She seems super interesting too. And that is something that I usually want, like in a main character that you also play as. This reminds me a little bit of, now I'm thinking about, you know the game Amnesia Memories? It's also a visual novel and it's an Otome game. I did not like the main character. Like she pissed me off several times. But Silviya, she could become very interesting, and I feel like she could have like some extreme duality to her too. Ooh, mix of sun and storm today. The beach episode is a full game, a little shorter than Imposter Factory. Oh, it's a full game! Oh, then we're probably not gonna have time for Mass Effect, are we? I don't think we will. So maybe I'll just switch up the thumbnail and only say that we're gonna be playing To the Moon Beach episode. I think that's for the best. Since I read everything and it takes time, and I also share too much of my thoughts. So if it's its own game and it's almost as long as Imposter Factory, yeah, I think we're only gonna do that one on Saturday then. And also, hold on, I had a birthday that I need to go to in another city. And that is next week, you guys. So next week, depending on if I'm staying in that city, if I'm staying, that means that I won't be home until Monday. Sunday or Monday. Sunday. No, wait. Friday I could. I need to check again if it was the 7th or the 8th. But I think it was the 8th. So 7th of August I can stream, but not on the 8th. Yes. Okay. So we won't totally abandon the stream. Okay. Good. If I checked correctly, I will check correctly. So we will then only be playing the beach episode on Saturday. I will switch up the thumbnail so people aren't confused, and then the next time, on the 7th, we'll do Mass Effect 2. But now, you guys, now it is time for me to also go. Goodbye, Nils. So, with that, the first Thursday stream is over. Thank you all for watching. Good night, everyone, and also good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Bye-bye! There. Bye, you guys. It's at least 3 hours. Ah, gotcha. Thank you.